Well, welcome back. It's day 15. And today we're going to talk about the money. How do you go Zen 4, right? Because that's really kind of a magical place in the Zenoa business. I believe that's where you start to become a leader. And we'll talk about that. But yesterday's assignment was to set up 3 calls with your support team so you could edify each other and introduce each other. And the question then is, did you do it? And if you didn't, of course, we always recommend that you turn it off and go back and do your assignment. I'd rather have you take 50 days to do the 25 days and do each assignment than rush through them in 10 days and not do any of the assignments or do very few of them. It's really important you do the work, okay? Because that's what's going to get you to the point where you're going to have the skills to go Zen 4, which is what we're going to talk about today. So make sure you do that. Again, what our objective is to day-by-day instruction, 1 step at a time to create a habit. It takes 25 days at least to create that habit. We always talk about what we do every single day because that's going to make a difference. In the segment, we talked about goals. This is our daily goal. Take Core Care and SRQ, New Kahiva every single day and get all the people in our family to do it. To read and listen every single day. Fill our mind with positive things. Read positive things. Of course, reading is more effective in terms of affecting you than just listening, because you have to listen to something 10 times to comprehend what you could do by reading it once. So that's why, but there's a blend of those things. And by now it's starting to get in, you're starting to learn some things or relearn some things. Sometimes, I read books like, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. You should probably read that one, once a year anyway. But every time I read it, it's like, hey, I knew that. I knew that. I knew that. Yep, I knew that. Yep, I knew that. But I don't do it all the time. And that's the key to reading it, because you read it and you go, oh, yeah, that's right. I need to do that. I did know that, but I'm not doing that. I need to do better. All right. And so read and listen. Attend all the company and team events, because that's the principle of association. You can become average in the people you hang out with. So you hang out with Diane and April and Kitty and Catherine, and you hang out with Joe. You're going to be like them. You're going to have their enthusiasm. You're going to have their knowledge. You're going to have their income. Oh, that's awesome. You're going to get their income. That's fantastic. See, that's what happens. All right. And so that's what you want to do. Meet one person physically every single day. Stick your hand out and say hi, and find 5 new friends on social media. Make them friends. Get connected. Find people that you have things in common with and make friends with those people. Number 7, comment on 2 posts on social media. Just say something. Hey, that looks good. Hey, you look good. That's wonderful. Man, that must have been amazing. Okay, say something positive. Text or message 5 friends to congratulate or encourage. Always be encouraging and congratulating. Present Zenoa to a prospect, either the business or the products. Make sure you do that every single day, and you'll be amazed at the result you'll have. That's the most important one on here, by the way. I say that most of the time. But anyway, write down the most important task you need to do besides showing the business or the product, all right? But there's other things that you have to do that are important. If you don't pay your rent or your mortgage, you're going to lose your house. That's not only important, it's urgent. You got to make sure you do stuff like that. Spend 10 dedicated minutes with each member of your family so that they know you love them and you care about them. Spend 10 dedicated minutes with somebody in your team, maybe. All right. Because by now you've gotten some real relationships. The trick to this thing is build relationships in depth. Try to sit at the kitchen table, the person that's 20 layers deep from you in one of your legs. That would be amazing. I know I just talked to a group of affiliates that are up in northern Wisconsin, and they're all together, and they're having a meeting actually right now. And they traveled from the East Coast, and they've traveled from Florida and from the East Coast to go to northern Wisconsin to work with somebody up there and help them build their business. I mean, and it's in depth. Okay. And so that's how you do it. Now, you don't have to, in the digital world, you get to do that through these video conferences and things like that. A lot of times, I was at the kitchen table yesterday afternoon about this time with a couple of affiliates in New Zealand. They were in Auckland, and we were talking about their business and sharing screens and making plans. And it was a brand new affiliate that was down in depth in this leaders organization. And I got a chance to meet her, find out about her husband's a professional rugby player. That's how you build the business, right? Spending time with people. Express gratitude for your blessings. We always end with that one. Okay, for today's lessons, how do you go Zen 4? Well, the first thing you want to do is establish why do you want to go Zen 4, because you won't go unless you know why. the first reason, I think the best reason, is you qualify for the Zenoa Beach Club. This year we're going to Cancun, and it's all inclusive, all expenses paid when you go Zen 7, but you get to go at Zen 4. And again, principle of association, what better way to really learn how to be more successful by sitting around at a beach listening to John Wadsworth or Kim Acey or one of the founders or one of your leaders. There's no better way to learn how to build your business. Okay. The next one, foundation of the higher ranks. Zen 4, like I said before, it's kind of the beginning. It's kind of the beginning because at that point you've begun to master the elements for building a large organization. You understand the basics and you know how to teach them. And those are make a list, contact, present, and follow up. It's just how to use that share app. Okay, how to help people get a list together, how to help them share it, how to help them present it through the digital media that we have, or do it in person, and then how to follow up and follow through and get somebody started. All right. I believe if you can go Zen 4, you can go all the way to the top of the ranks. You can go to Zen 12 and beyond. And then I think probably as important as any why is it's about $500 in income if you do it right. Okay. And then that's exciting because now your business is paid for and you have extra income to do some extra things to kind of make it fun. All right. It makes month and the money come out a little bit more even. And it's encouraging. And I think when you have that kind of thing happening, you have a better attitude and it comes through and it even leads to more success. So that's the why. All right. Now, when you think about going Zen 4, think in terms of any rank for that matter, think in terms of structure and volume. And there are 3 conditions always with every rank. Total volume, what I call TV. There's largest leg volume, which is LL. Excuse me, somebody needs to mute. I'm getting background noise. We're doing a training session, and you'll know that for those that are listening, but we have some background noise. Okay. Not paying attention, so okay, everybody's muted. Sorry about that for those that are listening to the recording. So where were we? Total volume is TV. Largest leg is the LL, and outside volume is outside volume, okay, OV. And so the formula is that you take your total volume, subtract your largest leg, and that equals your outside volume. That would include, by the way, your personal volume. So in my example, I showed where if you had an example where your total volume is 6,130 CV, and your largest leg was 2,100, you'd subtract that, and your outside volume would be 4,030. That really means that your personal volume was included in your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth leg. And if you've listened to these and you've paid attention, you know there's really the rewards plan really rewards you for having 3 legs. You can take your fourth and fifth and sixth and place them somewhere in your first 3 legs, and you get paid just as much, and actually it makes your business work better. So if we look at the chart, Zen 4 is 5,000 CV. So total volume 5,000. We only allow you to count 3,250 in your largest leg. Now you may have 5,000 in your largest leg, but you only towards the 5,000, you only get to count 3,250 of it. And then the outside volume is your largest leg. When you subtract your largest leg from your total, you get 1,750. Okay. And so I'm sorry, we're still having problems with muting. Please, if you come in, make sure you're muted. Thank you. So if we go back, then that's the formula, and that's the requirement for Zen 4. So now let's go to the next slide and just give you a visual. So here you have your 3 teams. And again, your requirements are 5,000. You can count 3,250 from your first team. And then you can count 1,750 from what we call your 2+. That's your second, your third, your fourth, your fifth, your sixth, is how many ever personally enrolled that you have. That all adds up. So it's easier to calculate that if you just take your total volume, subtract your largest leg volume, and that's your outside volume. That's all your legs past your first one. Now, as in the chart, you don't have to worry about a third leg up until Zen 7. Okay, so here we're going Zen 4. All we have to worry about is those first leg and the outside volume. So you can just do the math as far as how to set a goal to go Zen 4. All right, so we look at total volume of 5,000 CV. To be an active affiliate, you need 150 CV. So if we divide that, that means you need just under 35 affiliates. Let's just round it off and say you need 35 affiliates doing 150 CV in order to get your total volume goal. And then in the first leg, you can count 3250. So you need in that leg at least 150 people, 150 in volume. You need at least 22 people or 22 affiliates doing 150. That's how many you can count. And then in your 2+ volume, you need 1750. That's another 12. So there you say, well, that's 22 plus 12, that's 34. Why is it not equal? Because you're counted in your outside volume, that's the 35th person, okay? And so that's the math. So if you're trying to figure out, okay, well, how do I do this? Well, what you want to do is enroll 3 to 5 affiliates, okay? 3 to 5. Remember, your 4th and 5th, you can place down underneath the 3 that you want to have on your top, and then build 5 to 10 levels in depth in 3 teams. So in my example here, this is an example where it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 levels of depth on this one team. It's 1, 2 in this one, so I'm kind of short of my goal of 5 to 10, but it's at least 2. And then in this third one, I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 deep, 7 levels in this third team. And so if you add this up, what happens is you leverage your business through depth. And we've talked about this before, but what you do is you're leveraging your business, because as you go down, it creates the incentive for this person to get a second team and then help them get a couple and help them get a couple. And so even though you're not really working over here, you're working down this one team down in depth. This one and all these here are created by you building down in depth. The same thing happens over here. You're going down here in depth, and they branch off and get another one going. And this one branches off and gets this one going. And this one down here gets some more going. And when you add all these up, you got your 35 people. So you don't have to get all 35 people. You're just, in this example, you got 7 here, that's 14 and 16. So you literally have put 16 people in through your efforts, but you have leveraged your depth into 35. That's how you do it. That's the math. Okay, so if you got any questions on that, you're going to want to go through, maximizing the compensation plan and when and how to place, and that's in your back office. Again, you're gonna hit Zen 4, and maybe one of these dreams is going to start to come true. Maybe one of these things on your dream board, the thing that you've got on your bathroom mirror. Maybe you've got something small on your bathroom mirror, something that you want. Maybe, I don't know what it is, but maybe there's an app that you want for your iPhone, and it costs, $1.95. You can get it now. When you tie a dream to a goal, it's powerful. And you always want to have a reward. So when you hit Zen 4, what's going to be your reward? You got that $500 that's now going to pay for your products, and it's going to create a little extra cash, a little extra to cover some of your expenses, and maybe some extra to make a reward come true. And so what is it that you want? Maybe you take your partner out for dinner and spend $100, and that's your reward. But tie that together, and that's going to make a difference. Okay, now for your assignment, go back to the basics. All right, because remember, we're going to need where are those 35 people going to come from? Well, you've already probably got a few at this point. You got some people, that are still thinking about it, and you're still following through with them. You got some people buying some products or trying some products, thinking, if the products work, I'm going to do it. There's all sorts of things going on in your business right now on the 15th day, but now let's add some more gas to the fire. All right, get out 20 more video links, continue to follow up, and then make sure your team is plugged into the system and they're doing the same thing that you're doing. Okay, well, that's fantastic. Again, great work, great efforts. If you followed along and you're doing all the exercises, you're right on track to having a Zen 4 business and beyond. Remember, the affiliate that shares it the most wins, and we'll see you tomorrow.